Hello.
Hi, who are you?
Is being recorded. Teach me you were continued. Continue. Hey, Brother Sage. Yo, you are from the Colorado video. Oh my gosh.
Who are
You're
you?
from Colorado, right? You're from Colorado,
you?
right? I'm
Yes,
good.
I am.
Yo, this is such a divine blessing indeed. I'm friends with Harry. He sent me the link.
Nice, nice. Elijah,
Yeah.
I love you. Welcome to our water family.
Pleasure, brother. Let me grab my glass here.
Did you bring your nectar of immortality?
Well, what we have right here is we have 2 months stored in this amber glass.
Oh, okay.
About to make some love with this.
Here's 8-month-old.
Woo!
And look what's down here. This is the beginning of Ormus Gold. All these stem cells.
So beautiful. So
Harry,
beautiful.
we got Elijah on the call. He's pouring a big one here.
What's up, Harry?
Yo, Eli. Hey, everyone. Hey, Eli, you made it, man.
Yo,
What
where's
is
the
it, me?
ukulele? Where's the ukulele? Come on.
Oh, bro, it's always near me. It never leaves my side, man. Brother Sage apparently requested I play the ukulele the entire journey through. So we're gonna play the ukulele.
Hey, who's this? Barn. Welcome to the call. We have a fourth water brother on the call here.
Barnaby, yeah, man. Eli
Hey,
Barnaby, nice one. Barnaby's cool.
Nice to have it. Now, some of the people. Now, one of the things I'm asking everybody to do here is, I know it's like I'm tutoring people as we go. You guys are all good at this. Talk slow and clear. Talk slow and clear. Raise your hand when it's time to speak, and don't run around on the camera. We had this guy who was like pacing through the room, and that gets really hard for people watching. Hi, Tucci.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, everyone.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Elijah, are you in Hawaii?
It feels like it. It feels like I'm in New Jersey.
Close enough. If you can get to the
Yeah,
water.
exactly.
Good.
We bring the vibes with us, you know?
Sarah is coming to the call. So people have asked me some questions to answer. If you guys got any questions from anybody that you're going to be going for today, you're welcome to bring them on. We're scheduled till 11:30. We're going to go a little past that for folks who want to stay around and dialogue about what we're going to do for the future. Marco's in the house.
Marco too. Whoa, we got all the legends here. What's going on? All the people, past, present, future, man.
So anybody feels like doing screenshots at any time, this is all history in the making.
Yeah.
If we want to share this, is there a way to share this?
Only if you can find a function on your screen.
We can afterwards. It's gonna be recorded, so it's gonna go on Brother Sage's YouTube, I assume, and then we can just download it off his YouTube. That's what I do. So we can do it that
or
way.
just send people to his YouTube channel. Perfect.
Well, here's a bit.
Yeah.
Here's something better. If I can get this light to stick here. If I pull this off right, guys, it shows it's recording. Do you see that?
Yep.
It says recording at the top. So.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It is
So what
recording.
happens is
It's recorded.
once Zoom processes. Hi, Christopher.
Hey, Sage.
Once Zoom processes it, what I do is I download it onto my laptop or iPad. And before it goes up to YouTube, I can send you guys like the raw footage and you can edit and put it on your sites.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be
Let's
good.
run it.
Yeah, man.
I'm hoping.
After the last two where we didn't record it, then this is good. We got it recorded now. This is good, man. This is a moment of history. It's got to be recorded, isn't it? So, Brother Sage, well done. We're recording.
Thank you. So we're going to go over some questions. Some people wanted me to go over some of the protocols. So I brought a few toys with me for doing protocols. You guys have your own versions of things.
Oh, I should bring them.
She's going after her much needed water bottle if she's thirsty. Yeah. Okay.
I've never seen that before. What was that? Yeah, what is that?
Enema bag.
That's the enema bag. Wow. That's
That's the tubing with the clamp.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Did you guys, Harry, did you bring your books?
Oh, yeah, I've got my books, man. Yeah, I got my books. Yeah. I got them.
Look at that. Woo!
you.
My books are selling now in Spain, Italy, Japan, UK, Australia. Things are happening. Boonmi's in the house.
Oi. Aloha.
Rico's in the house.
Rico and Boomy. Rico.
Hey, how are you? I'm in the house.
Look at that. We have a picture of Boonmi.
Let me call me.
Beautiful crystal of some type.
All right, guys, let's start off. Let's just get ourselves present here and get our breath moving by starting off with 3 ohms followed by 3 breaths. You ready? All right, take 3 deep breaths, and then we're going to go into communion, and then we'll get some announcements going on. I love my job. It's a great job. So grab your water, guys. Grab your water.
Yeah,
You're familiar with this prayer. We've been doing it a couple times. If you have it somewhere, you have it. If you don't have it, you can get a copy of it either. I'll send it to you, whatever it is. It's called the Sacred Water Prayer. You ready? I take this water of life.
I take this water of life.
Water of life.
Water of life.
You guys are great. I declare it the water of light.
I declare it the
water of light.
As I bring this water within this body,
As I bring this water within this body,
it allows me to glow.
it allows me to glow.
I take this water of light.
I take this water
this
of
water of
life.
light.
I take this water of life.
I declare it the water of God.
I declare the
I
water of
declare the water
God.
of
God.
I am the master of all that I do and all that I am.
And
I'm the master of all I do and all that I am.
L'chaim.
Cheers.
Chug.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Toast of
Who's
everything,
chugging?
brothers and sisters. Salud. Cheers.
Welcome, my friends. It's a
Welcome,
joy.
Brother Sage.
It's a joy and an honor to once again be in your presence and to share the stage with you. We are some of the strongest voices and advocates and educators of the sacred healing art known as Shivambu. And so what I love about each and every one of you is that you're not shy about telling people. You found ways to get this into the conversation. You found ways to handle people's objections. You found ways to bridge the gap of resistance, and you're able to empower people to take matters in their own hand, literally. So thank you for being part of this group and part of this journey this morning. Real briefly, I'd like everybody to tell us who you are, where you're calling in from, and take about a couple of minutes and share with us what you're doing with Shivambu, either personally or professionally. Go for it.
Welcome, brothers and sisters. My name is Elijah. It's a blessing to be here with this vibration and this frequency right now. I'm currently out of one of the best cities in the world, Jersey City, New Jersey. And we know everyone here needs a little bit more Shivambu, baby. But yeah, my story is very brief. Got told to drink my urine to get off of porn addiction. Thought it was the craziest thing I could ever do. Went home, researched 2 people, and it's Harry and Brother Sage. Both of you guys came up online, and I'm like, wait, people are actually doing this thing. I'm like, they're doing it. And so took my first sip that night, threw up. It was the craziest psychological experience of my life. But the whole next day, because at that time, this was roughly about 6 months ago. At that time, I was watching porn 4 to 5 times a day, just at random moments. And every morning when I first woke up is one of the first things that's how I would start my day. And you want to talk about a negative vibration. And I just took my first sip and threw up. But the next day that I woke up, the thought of even wanting to watch porn didn't exist. And since then, I've been practicing semen retention for now 5 months. And the practice has gone so much deeper. And in terms of today, what I'm doing with it is I'm working with urine, becoming union with it, and just really loving all the magnificence that exists with it. And we are reversing type 1 diabetes at this moment. We're healing all the emotional trauma. We're making great relationships with superstars like yourselves. And when anyone asks, has any hint of curiosity in terms of they want to change their life, my first response is always breath work and urine will start you on the journey that you need to live the life that you want.
Wow.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Let me add to something real quick, and then Harry, it's to you. With all the information, ideas, and myths and theories and narratives going around the planet, the two things that I figured out that I know is real is my breath and my feelings. And so those are things you know is real. They're close to home. You can trust them. Harry, it's your turn.
Okay, thanks guys. I'm Holistic of Harry and I feel honored to be with all of you today. And I have come into urine therapy 4 years ago, fresh urine. It changed my life, removed my depression, gave me lots of energy. And since then I've messed about with aged urine and found out so many beautiful things from people from Facebook and social media. And I'm also honored to have written books on aged urine, which I will self-publicize myself. Aged urine discovery century, aged urine rediscovery century. I hope there's going to be many more from me in the future and other people. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's definitely a foundation for my life. I mean, like Elijah said, I think if you get urine as one of the foundations, you'll do a fine job. I put urine massaging on my face today, makes us glow, makes us energetic, and I am honored and I'll never get bored of talking about urine therapy, let me tell you, because this is the one that's the key foundation for the restoration of humanity to the highest vibration, and it's free. So yeah.
Wonderful. Guys, if you could mute yourself when you're not talking, we get some background sounds over here.
Hey.
All right, Barnaby, you're next.
Hello. Have you got me?
Yep, go for it.
Right. I'm Barn Weeway. I live in Malvern in England. And I'm a novice to this. I've been doing it about 2 weeks. And I'm very, very excited because I'm always looking for the bottom. And I've come across so many false bottoms. And I think in terms of health and well-being, this is the bottom. I was saying to Harry the other day that with urine on your side, it's like having an anchor man in a tug of war team. And if you didn't have that anchor man, you're going to lose. And I haven't had that anchor man all my life. Now I've got that anchor man. And so I feel very supported by this created phenomena that we've got, that we've always had, that I've been pissing down the toilet all my life, and now my attention's been drawn to it, that actually it's a treasure and you need to use it. So that's what I'm doing. And since I've started, my mood's just gone way up, and all manner of things are improving. So I'm really excited about it.
Oh, wonderful. Tucci, go ahead.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Tuğçe. I'm originally from Turkey, Istanbul, but I live in New York, and I've been practicing urine therapy for 4 years now. Initially, I started for health reasons. Just by drinking 1 cup a day for a month, I healed something that I was dealing with for 14 years. And since then, I've been drinking more and more every day. Now I've been drinking like bottles and bottles, and also aged, evolved urine. And now I almost do it for, spiritual, emotional, and mental reasons too, because I feel like it clears me up so much on the like the lower chakras, and I feel so much energy in my heart, and also like I don't know, I feel like I'm getting energy from the earth and the ether, and it connects in my heart, and I'm always feeling in the present moment, feeling lots of love for myself and for others around me. So it just puts me in the most blissful, happy moments, and so I'm really grateful for it. And I also help coach people, and yeah, so that's my journey. It's been 4 years, and I don't think I'm ever gonna give up. I think it's the second to breath. I think breath is like, since I've been practicing breath work more and more every day, I feel like it's really strong, like instantly moves the energy in the body. But secondly, it's urine, and the structured water in the urine is just so powerful, and it aligns the whole body, the whole cellular structure, even your aura. It's just, you know, moves you on all levels. So I'm in love with Shivamu.
Thank you. Before we get on to Christopher, I just want to say that when it becomes second nature to you, like it has for me, whatever happens to you that doesn't feel right in your body, that's your go-to every time. The other day, I mean, I get these stings from wasps. I live out in the country, so I get stings from wasps and hornets and bees and bugs and all kinds of stuff. First line of defense, put the P on it. Happened the other day, my foot started to swell up. I could feel the numbness of it. Within a few minutes, the stinging went away. There's still a little off color there, but for the most part, it's in the healing process. So when it becomes your go-to, you don't even think about where am I going to look in the medicine cabinet. Just grab some pee. You're good to go. Christopher.
Yeah. So I've been practicing urine therapy since it's like almost 30 years, and it's, you know, it's a mainstay of my life. Where I'm at right now is I believe that the pandemic wouldn't exist if urine therapy was common practice for the world, for internationally, you know. And so how do we do that? You know, I mean, this is an opportunity. How do we make urine therapy practice, you know, a common practice for internationally? That's and for me personally, I'm, you know, I mean, I do a lot of things in my life, and to be honest, I'm a bit shy, cautious about sharing urine therapy because there's a number of, you know, relationships that I have that would be jeopardized by that. But there's also a rebel in me, and I feel like if I can find the most strategic way to get that out, the rebel comes forward and says, "Yeah, fuck it, let's do it," you know. And I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that way, the most strategic way.
Thank you. Rico, I'm going to come to you, but just a second now. The first way is your solid faith in your water. That's going to overcome any objections you have. That's going to overcome the trolls, the naysayers, the people who want to tear you apart. The other night, I don't know if you caught it, I was doing a live stream, ended up having 750 people watch it, and 115 of them was comments from trolls. And I was watching it go up and down the screen and just smiling and staying focused on the talk.
Nice. Where was that on, Brother Sage, quickly? Where was that on?
What was it? YouTube?
It's posted on my Facebook page.
Oh, I will check it out later.
All right, Rico, go ahead. Now, everybody, if you're not talking, please mute yourself. Rico, go ahead.
Greetings to the world, brothers and sisters. My name is Rico Mesa, born in Colombia, Bogota, currently based in the Netherlands. This thing got me into urine is like pretty fast one. I'm an athlete and I perform on well high stages right now, and still I am since the day I was born. Like I said, I got a bad injury for I think 2 years ago with my neck. I went into fasting as well. That was the start. After fasting, we get like, okay, what is more to do? What can we do more for yourself, for the benefits of the homeostasis of your body? Then I saw some people like Brother Sage, Monica Schutz on the internet practicing this one, and I went ham on it. I went fully ham on it, you know. because I do calisthenics, yeah. I'm 37 years old of age, did a lot of stuff. Currently travel not around the world, but for the most people who know me, they know the benefits of getting the homeostasis in control with, for example, yoga, breath work, cold therapy as well. But the main thing right now, where I'm on top of it, is AIDS and just urine. Why? It's for free. You help yourself with it because every kind of structure is in it. Yeah, it's from yourself. Your hologram is going to be filled up with all the kindness, the well-beingness, the flawness of this divine vessel that I am, you know. And with this AIDS urine, I eat herbs. I love herbs, you know. So I'm always on point of the herbs and the fruits. Sometimes I don't even eat, you know. And I can train 3, 4, 5 hours without even giving a glimpse to the guys who are like putting pre-workout and going madness or muscle ups or whatsoever. And I'm just killing them by myself. And they say, "What you drinking?" I said, "Brothers and sisters, look at this. This is your own urine. Research it. I don't oppose it on you, but you need to research it because you are so ignorant to believe that this is dirt." Yeah? So for everyone out here, trolls, everyone, we don't care, brothers and sisters. Blessings in abundance for everything, but this kind of liquid is going to give the humanity life. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we get to Marco, I'm just interject that how to make it acceptable is what we're doing right now. The fact that we're doing a live stream, the fact that each one of these guys here have their own channels, the fact that every one of us, well, not every one of us, but many of us are doing interviews about this topic. And if you look at the fact that we got about 24 urine therapy Facebook groups, more television, radio interviews with myself and many of you guys, I think this is spreading organically and it's doing a heck of a job to hit out with 50 countries. So Dr. Beauty, welcome to our call. Then we'll get to you, Bunmi.
Thank you, Brother Sage. How are you?
Good. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Love you all. How are you?
Beauty. Quickly tell us where you're calling in from and what your involvement is with urine therapy. Take a couple minutes.
Yeah, I'm calling in from Francistown in Botswana, and I've just started urine therapy. I've already preserved some few bottles, so I'm a new learner. That's why I'm willing to learn from all of you.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us tonight. Bunmi, go ahead. Then we're going to get to Marco.
Yeah, my name is Bumi Sumala. I'm from Nigeria. I've been practicing urine therapy full time since 2017. And then urine therapy is already done a lot of wonderful for me. And then pertaining to my health challenge in 2017, I make it with the urine therapy. And then I was so amazing and I was so happy that I know urine therapy. Because when I know urine therapy through my grandmother. And then, you know, I couldn't count it as a very important thing until I faced the health challenge in 2017. So that in 2017, I have to send a message throughout the urine therapy groups throughout the world. I met Anthony A.K. King, give me a call, Bumi, I saw your message. What is your challenge? I say, I have a problem of prostate. I couldn't pee very well and all those things, stuff. And he said, okay, can you loop all your urine? I said, looping, I don't know what is urine looping before, but I know urine cannot kill me. But what about looping? I couldn't hear anything about looping before. I said, looping, that is drink all your urine. Immediately you pee it, drink it back. Pee it, drink it back. That is looping. Okay. I said, can you change your food to vegetables, fruits, and all those things? I said, yeah, I will try. Then I changed my food during that time, and then I loop all my urine. So after 3 months, I recover myself. People just complaining to me, oh, you slim too much. You lean. You couldn't eat. Why you don't eat food? You know, I said, no, I couldn't eat a junk food. I'm eating the food of life. Food of life is vegetables and fruits that come naturally. Then from there, I survived the problem. And then I started practicing nose drinking, you know, bathing with my age urine, drinking my age urine. I practice all the urine therapy in many stuff because I look at Monica Scotch, I look at Brother Say, I look at brain justice, everybody. I have a lot of teachers doing that, doing my own health challenge. A lot of teachers.
Thank you, Boonmi. I noticed that none of you guys have
surrounded
aged.
me. I was so happy. Rico, and meet Rico at the end of the day, which is my good friend right now. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brother Sage. And thanks to the whole universe. That is my story. I'm from Nigeria.
Marco, you're up. Let's hear from Marco.
Hey,
Thank
I'm
you.
Marco. I'm from Montreal, Canada. And I started urine therapy almost 3 years ago. And it was thanks to Harry. I had tried drinking my first urine after a 3-day urine fast. And my urine was brown. I took a sip and it was so disgusting. It threw me off for like a month. I didn't do any of it for like a month. And then I watched
alive out there, or is it?
I heard about
Somebody zoomed in, freeze up.
Woman called Monica Schutt. I watched some of her videos. I watched 3 of her videos. I read some comments, and after that, I was before going to bed, and I just started crying for a good 20 minutes. Like I had just discovered something. She had made me remember like this beautiful thing. And yeah, ever since that day, I never stopped. I've done many urine fasts. I've had many like very profound spiritual blissful experiences, especially with the use of aged urine, which I am a big fan of and I use every day and is so powerful. And yeah, it's quite an amazing thing to be a part of all this community, and yeah, it's great. So thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bless you for joining us. Has anyone not spoken up? Okay, here's a Harry question. Not a Harry question, but a question for Harry. Drinking lots of urine, get my humor back. Somebody asked me about saturation dosing with aged urine. Can you go into a little description of how aged urine can be included in saturation dosing?
Let me see. Is this?
Yeah, okay. You're on right now.
Right. Okay. So, saturation dosing. Does that mean diluting it with other things? They want to know the quantities and the amounts and how old. Is that what you're talking? Is that the question? Kind of.
Well, let me explain. I might have thrown out a term you guys aren't familiar with. I wrote about it in the latest manual for urine therapy. Saturation dosing is bringing and delivering and transporting as much urine into the body orally or topically to get ahead of the pollution that comes either from wrong eating, from being out in the open with all kinds of pollutants, from other people's negative emotions and energies. So that will include eye rinsing, ear washing, nasal drinking, enemas, foot soaks, belly button soaks. That's what I mean by saturation, is including more into the body so it can be stronger.
Okay, so yeah, so everyone's got different ideas, and I do too, on what saturation dosing and the amounts. Like we know in the communities that the more fresh urine, aged urine you get in the system, like that's why looping is so big, the more healthy you're going to be. So I wrote about in my first book, Aged Urine Rediscovered the Century. Bro Sage wrote about it in your second book, which you just put up there. The many ways that we can take. The many ways that we can take aged urine into our system. So saturation dosing for me would be, well, we could be doing lots of things, right? We can drink aged urine.
Anybody having wireless problems? Harry, come on back.
Am I here? Was I here? Was everyone listening to me? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, Harry.
I'm hearing you.
Cool, man. Okay, cool. So yeah, saturation dosing to me is doing it because we all know about there's loads of ways. People think it's just drinking urine, fresh urine, aged urine. No. We can drink it. That's cool. We can do loads of things with urine. We can put it topically. We can massage it on the skin. I massaged myself with aged urine today. It makes my skin darker and more beautiful. We can also do enemas because we know the colon is very dirty. So putting enemas as well as the drinking, as well as the topical. There's a couple people here that do it up the nose. My friend Shazil did it today when he came around my house. Did it up the nose to fresh urine. So that's a good one too. Go straight into the brain. You can do eardrops, you can do eye drops, you can do eye baths. Bro Say showed us before, there's loads of ways. You can do neti pot. there are loads of ways to get this magic medicine. Enemas, even, yep, there we go. Bro Sage demonstrating the E1. There's enemas you can do with little syringes, enemas with big bags. There's many ways to get urine. So saturation dosing to me is bombing yourself. And that's a good idea, by the way. If you're on your last legs, you can saturate yourself. Or even if not, you want a high vibration state, saturate yourself with aged urine. Drink it topically, up the nose, up the bum. I mean, these are all funny expressions, but they are legit and very true. Eli.
Brother Sage, what is that last one that you had there? What is this?
This is a nebulizer. And what I've done a couple of videos of this, you can either use a nebulizer or what's called a respirator, or anything that will turn it into tiny particles that will be dispersed in the air. So it takes a micronized, the miniature golden blood plasma water anyway, but makes it smaller size so that you can get the airborne contaminants that are floating in the air, the pathogens, etc. Plus you can also put a towel over it and do your whole face with it. Wow. Just let your imagination play with it.
That's very powerful. I'm sure some people experienced here the nebulizer. Getting it really goes into the lungs. It micro saturates to a very small level of gaseous, the aged urine or the fresh urine, and then it's like good for COPD and people with lung issues, or if you want extra lung for workouts. And Marco can maybe talk about that. So yeah.
Wonderful, Marco. Did you want to add to that?
To the workout, well, working out, I like to do like massages before I do a workout, and so that way your body is a lot stronger. Like you can try it out yourself. Like just rub your arms. Try doing push-ups, then rub your arms with urine, and then try doing it. You know, you'll see like right away it'll give you instant strength. So I like to do that, and I like to combine it with cold baths, because that gets the blood moving more, gets the oxygen moving more, which is what aged urine does. So I like to combine both, and to add exercise with that is just amazing.
Yeah, it's true what you say, brother.
Marco, do you do 3 times a day aged urine massaging? Do you do it quite a lot? Regularly, or is it just one off something?
I do about like anywhere from like 1 to 4
every day.
Full body massage. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow, it's true what he's saying, because I can fully agree on it. Before you start the training, for example, I had with some isometrics, I feel just like a little bit of itching in the muscle. You put like a compress of aged urine on it. Believe me, I give you 4 or 5 minutes. It slowly disappears, but you feel it. It's not a belief. You feel it, brothers and sisters. Yeah. And then you can max out again. But also after it, with the cold, with the soap bath, with it's up to your nose, into the sinuses. That's what I mostly prefer. And on it's just looping, stomach to the nose, and put like compresses on your skin before training. Really develops your stamina. Oh, yeah. You're pretty happy, and you can go way much harder. Yeah,
you can go longer for sure.
Yeah, longer and better. You know, you have more muscle connection.
Yeah, actually, if you drink a little bit, also if you drink a little bit of aged while you're working out, you take sips also every year and then, you can go for very long, like it doesn't end.
That's what I did.
Depending on how clean you are internally. Yeah.
It's like I did one with only like an age for maybe say 500 milliliters. Yeah, on one day it was like 4 hours of non-stop training.
Wow. Calisthenics.
Yeah, fully calisthenics. Not just weighted basics and just trying to develop more and more and more, but you was feeling it. You get a rush every time you take a sip. You feel how much beneficial fluid is in that aged urine while doing an exercise. So giving your body the movement that it needs, you know? Yeah. Because we're lazy people right now, you know? For now, it's like we don't get hung by a deer or getting in that state of, oh, okay, now we have to go all out. But if you have this and the aged urine, it's gonna take the muscles to the next level.
It takes everything to the next level. It's like someone called it's like legal steroids in a way, you know? It's
that's what it is basically. And it's for free.
I know.
And it's for free.
Marco.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Quick question to Marco, then I'm going to hand it over to you, Tucci. Now, people
Yeah.
are going to ask you when you're taking these urine baths, are you in the bathtub? Are you in your bedroom? Are you in the backyard? Where are you?
I'm in my living room on the yoga mats, and yeah, just massaging. I warm the urine up when it's winter.
Do you
Okay,
boil
I have
it?
it. I have it in the cold. Just cold right now. It's very cold in the Netherlands. It's gonna be a snowstorm, but it's outside soaking with the foot bath, and so you get a cold therapy for your feet in combination with aged urine. And I put also magnesium in it. Yeah, it's like the total comprehension for the human body. When you have injury or when you're feeling not so on top of your game on the day, or not even with exercise, but with everything. Yeah, if you do leisure stuff, or you have to speak for amounts of people, if you're doing stuff on Zoom right now because of the fake pandemic, yeah, it's like it's so much beneficial.
Yeah, we have so much time.
Yeah.
Tucci, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I wanted to add something because so now I do like 24-hour or 36-hour urine fasts, either with like fresh, aged, mixed, or only aged. And when I did the aged urine fast, I felt so much energy. Like one time I think I went for a bike ride for like 18 miles, and when I came back, I thought I would be tired and maybe it would have to break my fast. But then I had more evolved urine, aged urine, and I had like more energy. I feel like it like clears the obstructions so well that if our body is like a vessel or a hose almost, like more energy starts flowing and more divinity starts flowing, and you feel much more energized and alive. So,
That's
yeah.
true.
Thank you. Eli, just a second here. Now, when I'm doing a bath, you guys may have figured this one out. When I'm doing a bath and the bath water's starting to fill up, bring in your water with you. Bring in your golden water with you. And while it's filling up, you can knock out 6 or 7 different protocols at the same time. You can have it in your hand and you can snort it up your nose and rub it over your eyes and pour it in your ears. You get the idea? You can put it all over your hair. You can do all kinds of amazing things. Rub your rectum, all kinds of stuff. And you're doing saturation dosing. And then after you get into the bathtub, you're doing a urine bath. So who wanted to talk?
Eli.
Yeah, so 2 questions. Number one, Marco, in terms of heating up the urine, are you doing it to a point where it's boiling, or are you just putting it over like a gas range? Like, what's your process for heating it up? And is there a point where you don't want to take it beyond to where you can start to lose some of the value from the urine? That's the first question.
Well, I put the urine in a glass, and I have.
This is matured urine, right? Or aged?
Sorry. Yeah, it's
this
aged
is matured
urine.
or aged.
Yeah, and I put the glass in the stove, and I put some water in the stove, and so the water heats up, and the water heats up the glass, and then the urine heats up. So it's not like I put the urine directly into a stove. So I used to do that, but it didn't work out too well. So I just put it in a glass, and it just warms up like that, and it's nice to have like the warm urine on touching you instead of like the cool urine, especially when it's cold out. Like it's just more comfortable, especially after, because I do them after getting out of a cold bath also, so it helps to warm me up. But yeah.
Yeah, there's people who don't like to put their feet in cold urine foot soaks. So what I teach people is that it's okay to put in some hot city water, hot distilled water, whatever you want. So it's comfortable for your feet, so you can stay in there 20, 30 minutes. It won't be full strength. It'll be more like homeopathic or diluted version. You're still going to get benefits.
Just want to add quickly onto that when you just for get second thing that when you do the cold aged urine massaging or cold internal or any way you get cold aged urine in and it's cold, it seems to warm the body up. That's crazy, and it comes back to what Tugay said about cleaning the channels. When you clean the channels of the body is already a warm machine, and it just creates external heat. So even cold aged urine internally warms the body up, ironically. So that's a bit of a mind fuck. And then we know that bad foods and everything disastrous for us freezes us. So that's good, man. The cold, warm, however you want to take the aged in, I say just get it in any hole.
Yeah.
No, this brings up the beautiful second point, because I'm also a student of cold therapy as well, and so I'm just curious, like, is there a better time to maybe practice cold therapy with the mix of the UT, especially if you're doing body massages? So it's like, every morning I wake up, first thing I do is I hop in the cold shower, and then I do the mouthwash with I only work with matured urine at the moment in my life, but do the mouthwash, the gargling, and just let that sit for like 5, 10, 15 minutes. And then I start doing the massages on the body. And so it's like, with being in the cold first, does that open up the pores? Because that in essence closes the pores. And so, like, I guess the question is there a correct sequence if you're doing cold therapy as well as UT body massages, where it's easier for the body?
Guys, be sure you're muted. We're getting a lot of noise in the background.
I would say that doing the massages after the bath is probably the best way to go.
As long as it's heated, though, correct? Because like
it doesn't matter. I just heat it up because it's feels more comfortable, but it doesn't matter. It's just a choice. It's preference. But I think when you're doing cold bath or a cold shower, you're speeding up the blood flow inside of you. So then after you're doing the aged urine rub, you're actually you're just adding on to the blood flow even more, because you just opened up like the blood flow channels, and now you're giving it urine. So to me, it makes sense that you would do the urine massage after. It would be more powerful like that, because there's more blood flow going, and then I think the urine gets absorbed better. Also because you are opening up the pores with the water, with the cold water, and so I think it's the urine seeps in to your skin even better than if you took a cold warm bath. Like after a warm bath, I might take a massage after, but I feel it's different when I massage it in. It doesn't feel the same as if I take a cold bath. It feels like I have to rub it more, but yeah. So
wow.
cold bath, and then massage.
Just to add to that, and I'm really learning here as well. So we're all students, right? And so the cold kind of makes the blood, forces it into the organs of the body, and it's amazing, cold therapy. And then so you're forcing more blood channels into the organs where it needs it the most. And then with the Asian massaging after, you're sending blood, you're opening up the pore channels of the bloodstream which are on the surface. So it's like, in effect, one way I'm thinking of it just out loud is it's cold therapy then hot therapy. That's what you're doing, because the Asian massaging warms the body up a lot at the surface layer of the skin, because we've got bloodstream. So then you've got the cold therapy, then you've got the hot therapy, and that we all know in the communities that cold showers then hot alternate is very powerful too. So I look at that and think that's a powwow combo. If you did a cold therapy and Asian massaging, whether you do it as Marco says with you can warm it up or not, it doesn't really matter. That's just a choice. And it's not nice. Let's be honest, guys. I don't particularly like doing cold therapy, Adrian massaging on my legs sometimes when it's cold, but I do it anyway. So yeah, it's a choice.
So Marco, do you recommend leaving it on after you've given the massage or done your health scalp, or waiting a little bit and washing it off? Because viewers are going to want to know that.
Oh, well, I mean, I'd say to leave it on for as long as you can, for sure. Unless you have to go somewhere and maybe you're gonna be smelly or whatever, you don't want people to smell urine, then I guess, yeah, wash it off. But for me, I always tell people to leave it on as much as possible.
So you're not going to tell people that urine is now your aftershave?
I mean, it depends who I'm going to see. If it's my close family, I might keep it on. It depends who I'm gonna go see, and sometimes it barely even smells. So it always depends. And one time I got caught, at work. I actually smelled, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I have to adjust my my procedures." So Yeah, it's you got to make sure, like, because it's not acceptable in society. So, but depending on who you're going to see, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you can, yeah, it's up to you. But if you're gonna meet someone you never met before, then probably like take another shower or something to.
No, just keep it on it. Just keep it up. Be yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you do
But
you.
this
But
is a personal. It's not a person. It's a human choice. It's not a person. It's a human choice.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
human
mean,
choice. For me,
it always
I just
depends.
go all out every time. You know. But this person, it's a human choice to think. Okay, maybe you're in your surroundings of family. Also get like maybe discomfort in the way of using the aid instead of smelling, or you know. But for me, it's like they already know, and if they have an opinion about it, siempre brothers. I rest my case. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Speaking
Yeah,
of, and we're gonna get right to the.
I have a question, Brother Sage.
Oh yeah, Dr. Beauty, go ahead.
Yeah. Firstly, I would like to know how much urine can you take? Because someone was telling me that you just need to take a tot. That's the first question. Then the second one, can I get the same benefits just by drinking if I cannot have time to massage? Those are the two questions for now.
Yeah, but it's all about intention. That's first.
Eli, go.
So from my personal experience, I finished, I've only done one fast in my life, and it was a 32-day liquid fast. Have not done an Urine fast yet. I'm actually starting that on Monday, my first ever Urine fast. But when I was on my first 32-day liquid fast, towards the ending half, I was consuming a half a gallon of matured urine every single day. And this was anywhere from 2 weeks to a month of just sitting with itself. So for me, I was consuming half a gallon up to 3/4 of a gallon every single day, including the eye drops, the ear drops, the massages, as well as consuming it orally and through the nose. That was
so
my
you were
limit.
putting the aged one in the eyes.
And oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna burn a little bit, but yeah, it works. But not too much. You have to just flicker with your eyes and just In the beginning, of course, you feel like, wow, what is this? But it will work.
Oh, okay.
What when you guys are on the urine fast, are you guys consuming more? Is it more of less? What do you guys see as your kind of ratio?
The more the better. But it's the ratio. The more the better always. But too much of everything is also too much. You know, the same for the urine is for everything. But the intention and the way you feel how much you need to stay on that one. But there's no, in my opinion, there's no maximum. You know, because it's yourself. It's the limit that you gave to yourself, where you say it's a maximum to drink. Just go on what makes you comfortable with it, and just take it step by step.
And my second question, you have not answered it yet. I said, can I benefit from drinking only if I cannot do massages? Just drinking the urine, the fresh one, and the what without doing massages. Can I still get the same benefits?
Yes, you can, Beauty. You can, Doctor. You can. However, you also have to be keeping in balance every area of your health. That means your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. If you're just drinking the urine, but you're not changing, I don't mean you, of course, guys, you guys are on top of your diet. But the folks who aren't changing their diet, they're still doing drugs. They have negative habits. They got a bad attitude. That's going to have to get upgraded. That's going to have to be changed. If you're just drinking throughout the day, that's great. However, when you start adding more protocols, then it's going to start addressing deeper issues that you're not aware of, that are in the cells, that are in the tissues, that are in the organs. So the more you can add other topicals, the better.
I'd just like to add as well with that, like the aged urine is like a torpedo. So when you drink it, you're making the medicine systemic. It enters the bloodstream and it goes everywhere, which is great. Like, I'm not going to diss drinking it. I do that too. But when you do the massaging, or you do the enema, or you do up the nose, what you're doing is you're making it localized and systemic. So you're targeting a specific area. So when you do up the nose, it goes to the brain, predominantly the aged urine. If you do up the bum, you're working on the colon. So there's a place for drinking it, doing it systemically, or localizing it, doing the massaging. You've got a problem with, like, you've got a cyst in some particular areas, weakness in your organ, a tumor, then you do the massaging with the drinking. So do everything if you can.
Tuksha, you had something
Okay,
to say?
thank you.
I just wanted to add something on the amount that we need to drink. I think it really depends on the person and their health situation. Because I'm speaking from my own experience. 4 years ago, I started with just a cup a day, every day for a month, and that was working fine. But then when I increased it to a bottle, at the end of the day, I would get high fevers. And I knew at the time it was a detox reaction, so I kept going. But I think there's like, you shouldn't be pushing yourself too much with aged or, like an aged urine that's been aged for too long, because the fevers after a while went away. But then when I started the aged urine, especially the aged urine fast, and one time I remember I had a 6-month-old and I had such a bad headache and a fever. So it really depends on like how much detox symptoms you're getting, how much you're comfortable with drinking a certain amount. So you just need to really test yourself, and I think go slow, but in time, like incrementally increase it. So yeah, I think you should really be aware of like your detox symptoms and adjust the amount according to that.
Thank you.
Sure.
How many of you people are familiar with the Damar Tantra? The Damar Tantra was the ancient Hindu scriptures in which Shiva teaches Parvati, his divine partner, the secrets of urine therapy, healing everything, longevity, including achieving physical immortality. And so
Bro
there
Sage,
are...
Bro Sage,
Yes.
let me plug my selfishly Urine Discovery Century. It's in here, guys. The Dharma Tantra. So there we go. Read. It's a good one.
Okay, thank you. So one of the things that I have been addressing for people on these calls, not just this call, but on some of the other calls, is there are practices people are still doing in 2021, including just the mainstream, not drinking the first part of the water, the last part of the water, fresh versus aged. There's a lot of things that have been handed down over the centuries that borderline on tradition and superstition, and not necessarily modern practical uses. So would you say that in conversations you have with people, you say, yeah, you have to do it this way? Or you say, hey, anything's possible and follow your intuition?
Yeah, I'd love to start this off. For me, it's very interesting because I realized if someone would have introduced urine therapy to me 6 months prior to when I met it, I would not be working with it today. I wasn't ready to receive the message at that time. And I think that is a very important thing for me to understand, is that everyone is at a certain spot at this time in life. And it's not my job to project what's so good about my life onto them, but instead for them to realize the potential that they have, and maybe the way that they are going about it is not going to reach them to that destination that they want to be at. And so for me, it's very simple. I always start off the conversation with, I've struggled with diabetes for 20 years. I've never been able to manage it. And the second that I started sipping my urine, I took less insulin. Still eating fruits and vegetables, right? I haven't eaten meat in 2 years, haven't had dairy in 2 years, but I started taking less insulin, okay? And then slowly but surely, I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm taking less insulin than when I was first diagnosed. And thanks to someone on this call, Tucci, I cut out fats, and that drastically improved my life. And then I tell them that I had a porn addiction, a 23-year-old male who had some sort of business success, who was speaking on stage in front of hundreds of people, was struggling with a porn addiction. Do you have any idea how bad, like, just that frequency is? And then I tell them that I sipped urine for the first time, and that whole thought process didn't exist. It was the gateway to consciousness for me. And anytime that I start off my conversation like that, people are on board. They are listening, and they're ready to receive. And so for me, it has a lot to do with logically, and understanding where you're at, where they're at, and then making that bridging the gap with the conversation. So that's my perspective of that.
Thank you for bringing that up, because I was going to ask you guys, how do you introduce the subject to people who've never heard of it? and how to overcome their resistance or their negative associations. One thing you can do, like I've noticed on you guys that I've been following for the last couple of years, is you keep getting healthier and younger looking. So that in itself, you walk and you talk, people are going to say, Eli, you look great. What are you doing?
Right. Yo, like, I remember the first video of Brother Sage and Harry, like, you guys were like drinking it, massaging on the skin. I'm like, yo, like, what are these guys doing? And I did it. And like, the acne went away. I couldn't grow facial hair. Now, like, this is like, you guys can see this a little bit, you know, it's coming in nice now. And so like, all these things have just like, boom. And it's all just from like the liquid gold, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you guys handle that objection? How do you guys handle that introduction? Curious.
Can I just go quickly? Because I think my battery's going to die and I might have to cut off it, unfortunately, for a second. So for me, I'm a huge believer, because I'm sure all of you guys have made the mistake on your journey at the beginning of being so excited. I know, Barnaby, I spoke to you, you have as well. So we get excited and we want to tell everyone about this thing that we found that's free and works so powerfully. And we come to realize that there's a lot of people out there that just aren't ready. You want to give selflessly and you know what work's going to work, but it just doesn't work. You just trigger people, cognitive dissonance, cognitive bias, and all these things. So you learn the tough lesson in life very quickly, that it's kind of a waste of time to tell people that aren't ready for this information. What you do instead is what Brother Sage said. You become what you're doing in your life, what we're all doing here. You become an example through your skin, through your health, your protocols, your energy levels, your optimism. You become an example to other people, and you draw them in, and you talk to the light workers, the people that are ready to go on this journey, on their hero's journey, whether they come from destroyed health, whether they come from depression and mental diseases, all these kind of places. You work with people where they're at. I don't think I'm one of these people that's ever going to go out there and spread the words to loads of people that aren't ready for it. We just work with the people that we're ready for, and you guys are ready for it. I was ready for it. I'm grateful to Monica Shoot, to all of you, man. I'm always learning about aged urine. So yeah, that's how we do it. We roll just when they're ready. You do it.
Okay, I've got a question here from Dr. Dr. Beauty here. She wants to know about weight loss. But first I want to say, those people who wanted to get links to where you can get Harry's books or my books, we'll put it in the description when we finish this video. That way you have it. Now, Dr. Beauty, when it comes to weight loss, the first thing I do, my wife came up with this, is you got to change your instructions to your mind. Because if you keep telling yourself you're going to lose weight, guess what happens? The reason people yo-yo is because their mind's trying to find something lost. So she started saying, I'm going to release weight. And she released 40 pounds because she changed her instructions. The other thing you want to do is look at your diet, or the things that are creating constipation, fatty cells, all kinds of things that are making the matter worse. Are you exercising? There's a whole lifestyle that comes with losing weight other than drink your pee.
Question.
Yeah,
though, do you feel drinking your pee starts that process of the new lifestyle, or is it start the lifestyle first and then drink your pee?
Oh.
I would say it goes together, but before you even get into the urine, you've got to be motivated as hell. Any healing that people have, they got to have a desire that's stronger than any resistance they've ever had. The people who come to you that are desperate, they've given up on the medical establishment, they're open. Those are awesome people to talk to. They'll hear you out.
Yeah, Christopher's just said chicken or the egg. Yeah, yeah, so great.
Harry, I have a question for you. Is there traditional text about aged urine?
Correct. So there we got the Dhamma Tantra, which I wrote back in my second book. And actually what I'm proud of putting in the second book too is the Buddha himself, and I believe this to be true, has got 4 quotes direct on not just fresh urine. He said fermented aged urine as the medicine, the go-to medicine, the Buddha himself. So I put it in this book, and I got it from other people on Facebook. So gratitude to people on Facebook. And I can, there's quotes out there from the Buddha, and that's huge, because I think personally the Buddha he got enlightened, and part of his enlightenment journey was definitely aged urine, not fresh urine. That's my opinion. So yeah, there is text out there, lots of them, lots.
Can you put the link to your book in the chat?
Oh, I can't use the chat thing, and my battery's going to go too, so I apologize. But Christopher, Brother Sage, can you connect us? I think you were supposed to do it last time, and I forgot to ask you. So you can connect us.
Right. Yeah, I'll put my email. Oh, that's right. You're not in chat.
No.
Okay.
Any links you want, send them to me. We'll put them in the description.
Cool.
email or PM or whatever. Here's a question. We're cutting close to our time here. We're down to 5 or 10 minutes. You guys can stay around. That would be awesome. How many of you feel that there is a movement going on in our planet, and it's not just a bunch of us hanging out on a Zoom, but there's something that's changing the paradigm. It's going to change it permanently, and we're kind of the guys that are putting the energy and tipping the tipping point. What's your take on not only the movement in 2021, but where do you think this is headed in the next year? Open for anybody.
Take it, Tucci. I see you. I see you.
Biggest thing ever. You know why? Because there is a reset going on. Consciousness ways, political ways, financial ways, human ways. And the best human way to make this tipping point go is keep this alive, spread it the way you want to spread it, and it will come. Because this is light, brothers. This is information. This is water. This is structured water with lots of information for all the humans around planet Earth. We need to understand how to live well. So no worries, it will come. I believe, and it's not a belief, I feel it.
Yeah, I want to contribute to that. So yeah, we're at the brink of shift, humanity, and I could think of 3 things that would help tip us. One is UFOs. You know, if UFOs became something that's not just like a fantasy thing, but actually people realize, oh yeah, they're here, they're helping us. The pyramids, the actual the secrets of the pyramids, if that actually became world knowledge, that would help tip. We're talking about shifting consciousness. And the third is urine therapy. If that became common knowledge, I think those 3 things would help shift humanity.
I totally agree with you. And because we're talking about it on this Zoom call and we're talking about it in public, the word's getting out there more and more. How many of you find that when you're going around your city that people come up to you and they know that you're doing this kind of a practice and come up to you, Harry? It happens to me all the time. They go, what a relief. What a relief. I have nobody to talk to about this. I'm so glad I can open up and be honest with you.
Wow, I wish I was that the case. I live in England, and it's in the towns and cities where everyone's programmed and indoctrinated. I'm not in the spiritual centers of like Sedona, Asheville. Get me out of here, guys. Get me out of here. No, not at all. But you know what? I found the communities. It's available on Facebook. The social media is a changing platform. That's where we guys have all connected. Like with some of us, Eli and Tuge met up in the physical not that long ago. Jesus, I had my friend around who's from Hersham, and we did urine therapy today in my room. Like this is the technology is blowing up, so we still can connect and do all these amazing practices, It's connection, man. That's what we seek, and we're doing well. This social media thing is going to be huge. Where do I see it quickly? I see that this is going to blow up, man. We're on the forefront. We're going to be looked back at the legends, the people that were brave, the people that went overrode our programming, because we was all programmed about urine therapy. Where did it come from? Where did our parents learn this bullshit? Did the pharmaceuticals start the rumor that it was dangerous? It's a waste. The sun, all these.
Oh, we lost Harry there for a second.
Oh, is he coming back? He was spitting some fire.
Phone might have died.
I think. Oh yeah, his phone did die.
Yeah.
I think.
So here's a question for you guys. Here's a question for you. Have you noticed more people contacting you or reaching out to you since we've been doing these Zoom calls, or since you've been putting out information and content on social media? What have you noticed?
Yeah, athletes.
Are more people reaching out to you and asking for guidance and asking for an understanding?
Yeah, they ask how it's possible to clear a torn ACL fracture level 3 within 4 months. That's not I think next it's maybe I would say a cliffhanger, not, but it's like next week I'm gonna go back to the hospital if I don't have to wear a mask, but I have to probably. But I want to take a scan again because I did it, because most people can't believe that it's healed so fast with this kind of injury. Because most of the time within 8 or 9 months you're only able to do basic stuff, just to walk normally. I don't have any pain and whatsoever. And out of a brace, or maybe had the surgery already for 2 times. I didn't have a surgery or nothing, brothers and sisters. Nothing. So the main thing is keep this fluid alive.
Before I forget, thank you, Rico. Before I forget, I want to give a shout out to our courageous water sister out in Rome, Italy, Raffaella. She went in for surgery. She had to stay in the hospital for like 10 days. She had a copy of my book on her table. She had a copy of Water of Life from John Armstrong on the table. And she was doing urine therapy with or without the knowledge of the medical staff and the nurses and everyone at the hospital. Can imagine her having a conversation with her nurse about why is she drinking her pee. But I want to give her the kudos for having that out there. So thank you, Raphael. I'm glad you recovered from the surgery.
Yeah, and Sam here, I'm doing a live broadcast on Radio 54 African Panorama. I introduced urine therapy. Brother Sage knows I once had him on the show. People are flocking every Wednesday on my show. People will be just saying happy drinking. They are following up, and I'm feeding them with that information. And I'm also getting a lot of positive feedback from them.
One thing I would love to add is even if you're not sharing the message online, that's perfectly fine, because in public, people will notice. People will notice the energy, the frequency change that you have went through, that you are currently going through, and what you are becoming. And a prime example of that is literally, it's about a month ago, I went to a meditation event, and this beautiful lady, she's in her mid-70s. She owns like the whole building, you know, there's a lot of people there. And she comes and speaks to me out of everyone else. And she says, your aura is very bright. And I've never spoken to her. I've never talked to her a day in my life. And she looks at me and she says, your aura is extremely bright and beautiful. And I said, well, I just got done rubbing some urine on the skin, you know, so that might be what you're feeling and seeing. But the point is that people will feel the energy wherever you are, wherever you go, as you start to implement practices like urine therapy, like what Brother Sage said, you know, really adopting the mindset of really wanting change in your life and just returning back to the source. Because at the end of the day, that's where all these powerful things come from. And we can be that. Just take that first step for anyone who's watching, whether that's getting into, I'm going into my first Urine fast. I've been practicing UT therapy for 5-6 months now. I have not done an Urine fast yet. And I'm doing my first one ever. This is going to be my first time in my life that I will not take any insulin at all as a type 1 diabetic.
Wow.
How many type 1 diabetics do you know are out there speaking these vibrations into the universe right now? And I'm not doing it because it's me. I'm doing it so we can create this, so we can continue this movement. So as we continue to show up, people feel that energy and they can know that we don't have to listen to what's the news and what all this BS is saying, but all the beauty that we need is right in front of us, and it's provided for us in abundant forms. And I'm excited. It's an honor to be here with you guys and just being a part of this journey. We're going to be dancing, baby. We're going to be dancing all day and night. I'm ready.
When are you starting the fast? I want to join you.
Monday.
Yeah, you must get in touch. I want to join you. I want a partner.
I'll send you my email. All right, darling?
Yes, thank you.
All right, Boonmi, go ahead.
I have a question for Elijah.
Yes, brother.
Do you change your food during the time you have a diabetes and then you are doing the healing processing? Do you change your food, or are you still in just normal food?
Yeah, great. So just to kind of talk about the transition that has happened. 2 years ago, I cut out meat. A year, 6 months after that, I cut out dairy. So I haven't had meat or dairy for over a year and a half. What was I eating during that time frame? Fruits, vegetables, cooked foods, you know, the processed vegan foods that are absolute BS for you. That was my diet for a whole year. Where I'm at today, if we go back a year from today, I really made a big transition into mainly fruits and mainly vegetables. If I could have them raw, great. But, you know, I mean, I grew up eating cooked food. So I love a good little herb seasoning on some cooked food. Not going to lie. But 6 months ago, when I first started drinking the urine, that's when I really started to get into liquids. So now we're talking about removing food completely from the diet in terms of solid food. And I started adopting more of liquid just because my body needed time to become less dense, to process, and just to relax. And as of right now, like I'm on day 8 of my liquid fast, and I'm probably going to go for 120 days of only liquids. And so that's kind of been my transition. And when I transition out of this, it's majority of the time going to be soups, smoothies, and liquids, just because of like how I feel, like just being light like this. I'm unstoppable and it feels great. So that's kind of been my food transition process. Does that make sense?
Okay, okay. You know, I experienced one thing recently. I have a serious malaria. Then with the serious malaria, I started looping myself, you know, and then I stopped eating food for 2-3 days, and then I eat less. Since almost a week now, I eat less or not at all. Like today, I couldn't eat any food at all. Then I drink all my urine, and then before today, maybe during the time of the malaria, I have certain cramps, cramps, like my nerves issue, my nerves. It's not just my hand is just like is stiving somehow. Then I don't know what's happening. I have to be on rest. And then my breathing, when I feel that type of cramping, I have to start breathing so that breathing assists me. The cramps, the nerves problem stopped. And then, I work a lot. I couldn't give myself enough rest. I have to put myself enough rest, and then drinking myself. Then with a rest, I recover. A lot. My wife told me, please, why can't you just go to hospital? Don't kill yourself because you don't eat food. I said, when I have a problem, maybe sickness or malaria or any other thing, I have to stop food. The food is not even coming. I can't even eat properly. Then I don't force myself to eat that food. I don't force myself, but I drink a lot of water during that time. You see, that's my experience recently, just like a week ago. That's my experience. Then I don't know, maybe someone had the same experience with me like that. I need an advice.
Well, thank you, Bunmi, for sharing that. One thing I would like to throw in the mix here is that my hunger spell, every time you're hungry, I'd like you to experiment with just pulling or holding in your mouth for 5 or 10 minutes and see if your hunger signals don't pass. Because a lot of times, in my experience, the hunger is basically movement in the lower bowel. It's your body going through its cleansing process. And when there's contractions and expansion going on the bowel, oftentimes our mind, we feel it in our gut. So our mind hears it as, oh yeah, it's a hunger signal, I should eat. But I noticed that the longer I held the urine in my mouth, the less I was hungry. So you get to play with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm going to suggest here, and then I'm going to ask you guys to give your closing remarks here. I might have mentioned this before, but this is aged urine in a 2-ounce cobalt glass blue dropper bottle. Now, this happens to be 3 years old, but that's irrelevant. The whole idea is to keep urine with you in your backpack or in your car. And so when your energy starts to dip, Eli, you getting this? Carry some with you. So when your energy starts to dip, take a dropper full or two under your tongue and hold it in your mouth. And notice if your energy doesn't return and your mind clear up. So this is like, to me, better than caffeinated drinks or guarana pills or anything people are taking for stimulation.
Beautiful advice. Thank you for that.
Nu kijken hoe het zit met de sneeuw. Oké? Zijn komt om ook vannacht.
Rico.
Business calls. It's business calls, business calls.
Rico, mute yourself. Thank you. So I'd like everybody to take a minute or two and give a closing statement. Before I do that, we're going to have our next call on the 20th of this month. So I will put the information, the links out in the next couple of days. Anybody wants anything written in the description of the video, your website, your books, your blogs, send it to me through private messenger, and I'll include it once we get everything uploaded and ready to roll.
Brother Sage, can you include your Facebook groups as well in that description? Because I found you online, but like I never even thought that you had Facebook groups, that you're still alive and active, and here you are shining. I got to get more connected, man.
All right, I will mention the Facebook groups. One is Golden Blood Plasma Water Drinkers. The other one is Shivambu Enthusiasts, and the other one is Urine Tribe.
Yo, and if you're open to collab, I'd love to start something like that in New York. Maybe me, you, and Tukshi could get something like that going. We would love to get that monthly, just in-person meetings, talking about the process, kind of like how you guys were doing out in Colorado. Love to set that up if you're open to it.
I'm very open to it because some of the work of the organization that Christopher and I put together, it's a nonprofit called Shivambu. And part of our work is to take this offline where it needs to be taken. So you can teach people how to set up meetings, how to do local groups in people's homes, libraries. We had 8 to 10 people at downtown library, and they allowed us to promote it, some of the websites downtown Boulder. So you never know who's going to say yes, but you got to keep trying.
I love it. I have to hop off here, but I guess my final marks are, if you are even slightly curious about changing your life, there is no greater experience than your first sip. And I would highly recommend you document that experience. I got my video of me throwing up for the first time. I ain't afraid to share it because that's who I was and that's where I was. And it's so important for us to look back on our process because that's when everything makes sense. And so even if you have any slight interest at all, there's all these advanced things, all this advanced writing, this information that you could gather, but there is no experience like the first sip. And so take that first sip, take that next step, and watch what happens to your life. I promise you it's going to be a beautiful experience. I love you guys, and I will see all y'all soon.
Thank you, Eli.
Thank you, Eli. It
Thank
sounds
you.
like your first kiss. You never forget your first kiss. Barnaby, tell us your closing remarks, please.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry I've been a bit sort of quiet, but I thought, novice, I'm going to listen, I've got the gift of the gab, so once I get going, you won't be able to shut me up. What I'd say to anybody who is intending to try this out of their curiosity is give it a fair crack of the whip. Have a go at it. Do it for 30 days. And if you don't get fantastic results from it, I'll be very surprised. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you. Tucci, final words.
Okay, so I would say if you want to expand your freedom on all levels, like I would just start with it because I think it's the ultimate way. Like I think it's a bridge to breatharianism too, and to eating lighter sources of energy. So I think definitely like it's a freedom to food, the pathway, freedom to any medicine, because your own medicine is inside you. You just feel more free in your body, in your heart, in your aura. It's just I think for me it's like the ultimate way to freedom. So I wouldn't hesitate if anyone is questioning.
Thank you. Christopher, any final remarks?
Yeah, well, I just, Sage, I wanted to thank you for putting this together and for keeping it going. I think it's great. And I think that urine therapy is like one of the limbs of the global shift. And so that's very exciting to me.
Thank you for being with us today. Dr. Muzadzi, final remarks.
Yes, Brother Sage, thank you for inviting me over, and nice to meet you all. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm a learning UT therapist. So all those who have information they feel they would like us to share with the world, I can broadcast it live on Radio 54. I've put my number so that you can get in touch. I would like to hear from all of you. Those who are free to go on interviews, get in touch. I will interview you. Then I'll play it on my shows. Love you all.
Love you.
Love you too. Make sure you send me the link through private messenger or somehow. Marco, final remarks.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I would just have to say that if one wants to be more connected to their hearts, to themselves, to the universe, and to become who they really are, then I guess I think that drinking your own waters is the best way and the quickest way to get there. And if you can't drink urine right away, then try the distilled water first, and that's great as well. But yeah, also we're in the times of the apocalypse, which means the unveiling. And so all the slowly but surely, all the lies are gonna get exposed, and the truth is resurfacing more and more. And so we're in the yeah, we're that tribe that is getting that word out there of genuine health and love. And so yeah, it's a great movement, and thanks for having me, Brother Sage.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to have you, Marco. Rico, final remarks.
Okay. Again, Brother Sage, thank you for hooking me up, and all the people who were here to sharing this divine moment again about the frequency of Shivambu. That's the cause of anything, like I always say, blessings in abundancia again. And if you want to get any context about your integrity, just contact Brother Sage or one of us, and we're here to help, to share and develop our life lessons through this mass. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, my dear brother, Bunmi Simola, we've been together for about 3 years. So give us your final remarks, please.
Oh, thank you, everybody. I'm happy to be around the urine therapy gurus, masters, the learners, and then I'm happy to learn more today. I'm happy to know more people today. I'm happy to be around everybody. And then urine therapy is a good thing. And then I believe if you don't try it, you don't know it. That's it. You have to try it before you can be able to know what is urine therapy is. They don't let anybody to convince you that urine is a poison. Urine is not a poison. We have been using urine for years. My grandmother, grandfather have been using it. They keep it secret. And then we ought to know it, that now this is not a secret. It's something that everybody needs to know. That's why we expose it. And then we thank Brother Sage for the time that he's using. And we thank everybody who creates a time to be on this Zoom call, Zoom meeting, to give awareness for everybody throughout the world to know what is exactly urine therapy is. Thanks, everybody. And thanks, Brother Sage. Thanks, Rico. Thanks, Ari Matadin. And thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Now, when I'm done with this call, it's going to upload on Zoom. Then I take it and move it over to my iPad, laptop, whatever. And before I can do the magic with it and send it. If anybody wants links to it, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be putting it on my YouTube channel and Facebook, and we can send you that link. Just however you need that, whatever you want to do with this call, let me know.
So Sage, can you just send it out to the email group that you send out the Zoom link to? Just send out the link to the video.
I'll do the best I can. I don't have everyone's email, but I know pretty much how to reach you guys through Facebook, etc.
Thank you again, all. Blessings.
My friends.
Blessings.
Go share this with the world.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.